Eric Wilson here, independent licensed mechanic, 30 years experience. In the next short while, I'm going to show you the inside story on this 2014 Porsche Panamera, so you can make yourself an informed decision. Now, coming in on the front right tire, you've got about 60% tread on all season radius, so down a bit, but definitely not out. Now, coming behind the front right tire, first thing I want to point out is this right here is your lower ball joint, and that's critical. That holds the wheel to the chassis, and it is tight. That rubber boot there is full of grease. It's the outer CV boot, and if it was ripped, it'd be grease all over the place. Important not to be, because it keeps the axle lubricated. This is your right outer tie rod, and this is the only thing that holds the wheel to the steering on the right, so that is tight. Your sway bar link is connected right there. You can see that, and that sway bar link, that bolt right there, that's connected. That's important because it dampens the sway. This here is your right front spring suspension, and that spring is no cracks, no breaks. More importantly, the tube right there is all full of oil. If it was leaking, you'd see it dripping all the way down. Important not to be, because that is what dampens, that's what controls the suspension on the front right. This is your right upper ball joint, and that is tight, critical. So now on brakes, you got about 30,000 K left in your brakes, so definitely got lots of K in there. Now, taking a look for, okay, this is the inner CV boot there. Now, I don't see, okay, now checking for leaks right now. The bottom of the pan here, okay, it's got an engine shield here, but if it was leaking, you'd see stain, okay? And I'm not seeing any indication or stain here at all, because it would show up very evidently, and this is good and dry. So brake wise, leak wise, suspension wise, on the front right, I'm not seeing anything of any issue. Now, coming into the right rear tire, you've got your brakes are down at the back. You've got about 5,000 K left on the brakes, so I'm gonna recommend change up the pads, the rear pads for this car, because you still got brakes, but they're definitely down. On your right rear tire, you got about 40% tread, so down a little more, down more than the front, down but definitely not out. Coming behind the front rear tire, the sway bar link connected from there to there, intact, doing its job. That tube right there is full of oil. That's the shock, good and dry. The spring suspension, you've got a cracked spring here. You see that brake? You're definitely going to need a right rear spring, so put that on your list as to do. Okay, so right rear spring and the rear brake pads. Okay, yeah, definitely 100% you're going to need that. Now, the CV boot on the inside, good and dry. CV boot on the outside, a little harder to see there, good and dry. So now, bottom of the differential here at the rear, okay, see for yourself. This is, if it was wet, you'd see, if it was leaking, you'd see oil all along here, good and dry. Your exhaust, I don't see any issue with that. No cracks, no breaks. Stainless steel lasts forever. So brake wise, okay, so leak wise, you're good. Brake wise, get pads. Spring wise, the right rear spring needs to be changed. Okay, coming in on the front left tire, you got about 60% tread. So down a bit, but definitely not out. Coming behind the front left tire, that's your left lower ball joint, your left outer CV boot, good and dry. The left outer tie rod, good and tight. Your brakes, about 30, yeah, good amount of brakes in the front, about 30,000 K left on your brakes. On your, yeah, outer CV boot, good and dry. Inner CV boot, let's get a better shot. Yeah, inner CV boot, good and dry. The right upper ball joint, let me get a shot of that. Yeah, your right upper ball joint is good and tight. Your left upper ball joint, get it right here. The left spring suspension, okay, no cracks, no breaks in your spring. In the tube, your shock tube there, good and dry. Again, No indication of motor leak, oil, tranny, or motor leak. So that's a good sign on the left front. Okay, the left rear tire brakes, yeah, no, 100%. You need some pads for the rear brakes. Your rear left shock, good and dry. Your rear left tire tread, you actually got a little more tread on. You got about 50%, 50-60% on the rear left there. Coming behind, the rear sway bar link connected from there to there intact. Your rear spring, okay, this rear spring is good. No problems with that one, okay? The other side is broken, the rear, okay, the outer CV boot, a little hard to get a shot of it there. Hang on. Hard to see, but good and dry. The rear inner CV boot, good and dry. No indication of leaks. Yeah, other than, okay, so on the rear left, you definitely need pads. Okay, you've only got 175,000 K in this puppy and no check engine lights, no trouble lights, no cracks in your windshield, dash nice and clean, AC good and cold. Now I'm going to take you out and show you the condition of the motor. Okay, with the motor running, very, very smooth. Shot of the exhaust with the motor running, very clean, or at least as clean as exhaust can be. One thing I always do is I take off the oil cap and I look underneath for any kind of indication of white goo, which when a white goo would be a problem. It would be a mixture of oil and antifreeze, which would be an internal leak called a head gasket, and a good reason to walk away because that is not going to go well. I am not seeing any indication of that with this motor. In fact, I'm not hearing any indication of problems with this motor at all. It's running very smooth. Now, one thing you do need to be aware of, these hood shocks right here, this one and this one have to be replaced because it's not holding the hood up. So that's what my estimation on this vehicle is. Hopefully it'll help make an informed decision. And remember, if you buy, come to me because I've got the 3 for free because I am the cowboy mechanic and I do have your back.